When hope is gone, undo this lock and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release restraint level 0. Hey kids, wanna see a dead body?
Hey guys, this is the Void of the Ravenclaw. Welcome back to another fanfiction story. If you like this type of content, smash the like button and subscribe for future videos and updates that I do post on my community tab frequently. Now this is The Son of Brainiac, part 11. Let's continue where we last left off in our story. The newly transformed Lee, that I'm going to refer as Creature from now on, begin to run on all fours, snarling and screeching. The creature moves so fast, it broke the sound barrier, making all the nearby cars fly off into the buildings. Deku tried to kick the creature away. When it came into striking range, the creature maneuvered his body under Deku's leg. The creature shot out some sort of magical energy beam out of his mouth, hitting Deku point blank range as he was sent flying backwards. Deku stopped his momentum by slamming his fist into the ground, breaking up the street from his hands digging into the ground, leaving a slight trail. Bobby tried to burn the creature alive, but his flames had no effect. Boss, you're good? I'm perfectly fine, Dobby. Help Inko and kill the rest of the stragglers that managed to survive. I'll handle the creature. Got it, boss. Dobby began to do what he was ordered and leave the terrifying creature to his boss. Deku looked up to see the snarling creature falling downwards, ready to slash him right in half with many of his claws. Deku dodged the leaping creature, making after images of himself for a brief second, then kicked the creature, making it go flying backwards. The creature maneuvered itself and slammed its claws with all four of his hands into the ground, skidding to a stop. The creature flash-stepped right in front. Deku flash-stepped right in front of the creature while it was on all fours on the ground, and instantly slammed its knee into the creature's face. Deku reached out and grabbed the creature by the face before it could shoot off, and ran with inhuman speed while slamming the creature into the ground, dragging him along the road as chunks of the road begins to break off, basically leaving a trail, while Deku's dragging the creature along. Deku slid to a stop, and threw the creature into a building. The moment the creature launched out of the hole of the building it was thrown into, Deku shot the creature with his green heat vision in the creature's chest as it was thrown back into the building. You didn't tell me he was a Kryptonian. Color's different, but I know what a heat vision looks like. didn't really seem important anyways. He's only part Kryptonian, half at most. He was constructed by using all sorts of DNA. Not even I know what all DNA was used in Deku's creation. Relax, Lobo. It just makes your fight with him even more enjoyable. You're not wrong there, Magic Boy. So he's Kryptonian. Half at least. At least it makes the future fight to be more enjoyable. I've always cherished my battles with the soup. Fighting Superman is always a blast. Deku shot out a condensed fire blast of his green fire into the hole of the building. Deku could hear screeches of pain inside the hole in the wall, giving him the confirmation his condensed fire blast made a direct hit on his opponent. When the creature re-emerged from the hole of the wall, Deku grabbed it by his lower right arm, then slammed his left knee into the creature's stomach repeatedly, then lifted up in the middle of there while holding onto one of his arms, and lifted up and slam it into the air. Up and slam him into the ground. When Deku was done slamming him to the ground, he stomped his foot into the chest of the creature, then yanked off one of the arms. Then the creature had the typical reaction, screech out in pain. Deku watched it slowly regenerate its arm, forcing Deku to hop backwards a few times to get some distance. As the creature struggles to get to his feet, by that time its newly formed arm has fully healed, like it never lost an arm to begin with. Deku threw the severed arm to the side. So you have regeneration as well. Fascinating. This transformation that this human went through completely changed his genetic makeup, most likely. I wonder what else abilities it has. Creature charged, swinging its claws towards Deku. While Deku was dodging, while the creature was trying to slash him, with his hands behind his back, dodging all of the attacks from the creature, using only his forearms, using all four arms, the creature was using all four of his arms, trying to slash Deku, but Deku simply evaded him quite easily. As Deku was so focused on the creature, he failed to realize that the severed arm is beginning to boil up. The bubbling flesh began to expand, making a perfect copy of the creature as it lunged at Deku, slashing him in the back, forcing Deku to get so much needed distance. About time he stopped moving, his wound was already healed. Displaying Deku's impressive regeneration, Deku narrowed his eyes, seeing not just one of them, but two of the creatures. Deku looked around. He didn't find the feathered arm that he tossed to the side earlier. Realization just hit him. Deku highly expects each time a limb gets ripped off, it will grow into exactly the same copy of the creature, adding its numbers and ability to regenerate that lost arm. Deku ripping off the creature's limbs is not going to be an option. They would only create more. Deku begins to shoot energy blasts from the palm of his hand at the two creatures. Deku watched the two creatures easily dodge and charge forward. Deku began to exchange blows with the creatures at the same time. While the battle intensified, every cut or injury that appeared on Deku would heal instantly. While testing the waters with the creature's regeneration, he found out these creatures have quite an impressive healing factor. Deku dodged another fist and extended his hand outwards towards one of the creatures. Towards the creature that was created by the feathered arm. The clone creature was instantly engulfed in green energy. When the beam faded, there was nothing but ash that was falling to the ground. Deku did not see the original creature movements before it was too late, as Deku was struck by a flying car that was thrown at him by the creature. When Deku made contact with the flying car, he was sent flying backwards into a wall. Before he could hit the wall, he landed on the wall and used the wall for a springboard, charging right back at the creature. The moment Deku connected his fist with the creature's chest, there was a large gust of wind, then a sonic boom, as the creature was sent flying backwards like a rag doll, as the creature begins to bounce off the street of the ground, while it was sent flying backwards. Deku slid to a stop after he made contact with his punch. When the creature finally stopped moving, it got up to his feet and extended both of his arms and swiftly cut it off with his opposite claw. With a grin on his distorted face, Deku saw that and knows what's coming. To his surprise, the time it took for the severed arms to transform into the same type of creature only took seconds. Deku watched the three creatures rush at him. Deku shot out a beam of green energy out of his fingertip, completely vaporizing one of the creatures' entire head and body, only to see the remaining creatures. See the creature that he thought he destroyed tanked the entire attack. The creature didn't lose momentum. He still charged forward. Deku shot another beam of energy out of his fingertip, trying to vaporize his head. As the creature still was moving, while it had no head, as bubbles began to form, eventually a new head was popped out from the regeneration, without even stopping his momentum. Crap. Deku began to dodge all three of the creatures. This time around, they're moving a lot more faster. Deku kicked the original creature away with a powerful kick, then blast the other charging creature into a building. Then grabbed the remaining creature by the skull and slammed him into the ground. Then immediately afterwards, blasts him with a large beam of energy from the palm of his hand, vaporizing the creature completely, clearly using more power than he has prior to this fight. This seems to be the only method to take these creatures out permanently. Deku's not sure if he killed the original, if the other copies will die. There's too many unknown factors. So he's going to have to use some more powerful attacks to completely destroy the creature's entire body. Considering it has impressive regeneration. The original could easily just make more. He's not sure if the copies could do that as well, but he doesn't want to wait to find out. One down. Now, Duck, you just have to worry about the original and the only copy left. As Deku sighed to himself. This little outing is becoming longer than he wanted. Deku needs to finish this fast. Simple reason. The creature is able to copy itself by chopping off a limb, then regenerating a new limb in its place. This fight could last forever, of course. He could fight forever. He doesn't get tired. He has infinite energy. Deku's body organically generates energy alongside what energy he does absorb from the sun because of his kryptonite genetics. Deku saw one of the copies rushing towards him. Deku stepped to the right, dodging the creature, then slamming his leg above the creature's skull as his heel made contact, forcing the creature head to hit the ground hard. Then Deku extended his palm outwards towards the downed creature and blasted it with green energy, vaporizing it. Deku caught the incoming fist from the original in the palm of his hand and began to tighten his grip. Then Deku tossed the creature in the air. Then he let out a more powerful beam of energy, using both of his hands as both palms are extended upwards towards the creature, as a humongous green beam of energy completely covers the creature, leaving nothing left. Deku wasn't playing around, he's seen enough. Flareon begins to hover down, clapping his hands together. The Witch Boy and Lobo hover down, thanks to Clarion, using his magic. As their feet touch the street level, leaving enough space, Deku had enough space between him and the strange-looking boy, just in case things turn out to be a fight. It turns violent. Bravo, bravo. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm one of the Lords of Chaos, Clarion, the Witch Boy. Giving Deku a polite bow. It's truly a pleasure to meet you, Deku. I'm a bit of a fan of your work. Did you enjoy your gift I granted you? So you're the one responsible for the director's sudden change in appearance. Guilty as charged. That was one of my best work to date. I'm quite proud of it, actually. Very impressive. The simple fact that that creature was able to hurt me is indeed quite a feat. So what do you want from me anyways? I highly doubt you're here for a simple friendly chat. Considering how you manipulated things to orchestrate this, it's quite simple. The big guy next to me is going to kill you. At least try. Why would you do that? I don't believe we've crossed paths with each other before. I have no quarrel with you. You are right, we have no bad blood. But I'm only doing this for one simple fact. It entertains me. Now, kill him. With pleasure, Lobo begins to walk towards Deku while puffing on his cigar. While the witch boy hovered in the sky, or air, watching. Nothing personal, kid. It's just a job. Named Lobo. Worries, Lobo. I completely understand. The feeling is mutual. Unfortunately, I can't allow you to interfere in my plans, and me dying would be considering interfering in my plans. If the witch boy wants to see me in action so badly, I'm more than willing to oblige. I'm fully aware who you are, Lobo. What you're capable of. During my development stage, I was given much information about all the powerful entities out there, and you were among them. But enough talk. You came here to fight. You came here for a fight. Lobo gave Deku a grin on his face. Allow me to make the first move. Deku landed a direct hit, slamming his fist across Lobo's face, making that simple act. Well, from that simple impact that was made upon Lobo, making him go skidding backwards. Lobo stopped his movements, then immediately leaped forward, cracking the street as he rushed towards Deku. As Lobo and Deku began to exchange blows with each other. The moment Lobo and Deku collided with their fists with each other, suddenly several sonic booms was created when their fists collided. Lobo found himself being lifted up and tossed across the street by a unknown force. After Deku tossed Lobo with his telekinesis, he shot beams of energy, hitting Lobo. But when the smoke cleared, the gray-skinned alien did not seem to be wounded. In fact, he seemed to be enjoying himself. Deku couldn't help but enjoy himself as well. Deku clearly knows this gray-skinned alien is going to be a tough battle. Deku is very aware that the likelihood of him killing Lobo is very low. Deku begins to create and throw green lightning bolts at Lobo. Lobo, with his arms crossed, blocking his face and his upper chest, tanking the hits. Despite the pain he felt from being electrocuted by the green electricity, he stood his ground as sparks of electricity would emanate from his hair from being electrocuted by his opponent. Lobo charged forward, regardless, and landed a solid hit across Deku's face, then grabbed his hair and slammed his knee into the green hair kid's face, then backhand Deku by the back of his fist, making Deku go skidding backwards. Deku immediately charged forward once he stopped moving and tried to throw a right hook only for it to get blocked by Lobo. As Lobo dig his left fist, into Deku's gut, Before Lobo could capitalize, Deku slammed his elbow into Lobo's face, then kicking him away by using a very powerful and fast spin kick. Both Titans enter a power struggle, using their hands, trying to push each other back. I wasn't expecting you to be this powerful, kid. You're definitely Kryptonian. He was surprised, but he did not show it on his face. Deku opened his mouth as a green flame shoot out, forcing Lobo to hop backwards several steps, trying to escape the green flame. Once Lobo got a safe enough distance away from Deku's fire range from his fire, before Lobo could even react and attack again, Deku finally spoke up for the first time during their battle. I don't know how you found that I was part Kryptonian, but that won't change the outcome. Let's kick it up a notch. Suddenly, Deku got faster and stronger. The moment Deku swung his fist into the side of Lobo's ribs, Lobo immediately coughed up spit. Lobo wasn't done. He ground his teeth and slammed a powerful strike of his own into the side of the face of Deku. Deku retaliated by simply headbutting Lobo in the face, then ramming his elbow into Lobo's neck, then began to land several left and right hooks into Lobo's face and in his ribs. Then to end his assault, he slammed a palm strike in the middle of his chest, making Lobo shoot off like a rocket into a few vehicles. Deku immediately shot out a beam of green energy out of his fingertips. The moment his beam collided with Lobo in the cars, there was a chain reaction as car after car exploded, sending Lobo even further, forcing him to fly faster. Deku flash stepped right behind Lobo. Lobo was flying backwards. He was unaware Deku was right behind him. Then immediately rammed his elbow into Lobo's back. He was sent flying forward as he ground against the ground, leaving a large trail of the kicked up street. Once Lobo stopped moving, he hopped up to his feet and dusted himself off. Damn, that kid packs a punch. He's definitely Kryptonian. Nah, nowhere near Soup's level. That's clearly evident. It's clearly evident he's not using a good portion of his power. Kid most likely hasn't been properly challenged in a fight with someone equal power or stronger. But the brat knows how to fight, and he fights dirty. My kind of people. Lobo rushed forward once again. Deku met Lobo halfway and charged forward as well. When they both got close enough, Lobo threw out a right hook. Deku came up and landed a left hook as they immediately had their fists collided. Deku was only using this for a flank attack, as he immediately shot heat vision out of his eyes. But to Lobo's surprise, the heat vision began to churn around like Captain Minor own and begin to circle around him, as both of the kryptonite heat vision landed into Lobo's back, making him step forward a few steps. Deku uses opportunity to land a powerful uppercut, making Lobo become airborne. Deku appeared above Lobo and slammed both of his fists at the same time into Lobo's stomach, forcing Lobo to fly downwards and hit the ground hard. Lobo recovered before he could make contact with the hard street by landing on one knee with his hands on the ground of the street. That's begun to crack from the impact he just made from falling such a high distance. While Deku hovered down to the street level, the moment his feet touched the ground, Deku immediately start throwing blasts of condensed beams of energy out of the palm of his hand at Lobo. Lobo wasn't expecting how powerful the beams were, but he managed to push back the pain and begin to move forward against the beam of energies being shot at him by only using his hands. He slowly begins to get closer as he begins to push the beam back even further. When Lobo was close enough, he slammed his fist, hitting Deku in the face. Deku slid backwards as pieces of metal, black metal, begin to come off his mask as his face guard mask begins to crack off. Enough, Lobo. As much as I hate to admit it, but I believe we outstayed our welcome. Your battle has attracted the locals. Lobo suddenly disappeared, leaving only Clarion with Deku. This is where we separate our way, part ways, Deku. This has been most entertaining. We'll meet again, you could count on that. Clarion disappeared in a flash of light, leaving Deku by himself. Deku immediately head back to where they were supposed to meet up with each other after their mission was complete. They finally arrived at their I can't say that for some reason right now. The meetup point. It was immediately quiet when Deku arrived at the meetup point. Well, that was pretty intense and pretty crazy. Giving everyone a smile. Like he just didn't have a warpath. It was a insane, powerful opponent. That's an understatement. Crazy is not enough to categorize that. Who was that guy anyways? And what were those creatures? Long story. We should probably head back. I have no doubt my battle has caught the attention of the authorities. It won't be long until the heroes start showing up. As much as I would like to hear on what exactly happened, but my main objection has already been completed. I just need to bunker down. Well, I need to lay low for a while at the base. Let things cool off. Then I could start taking over the territory. Wait, here. As Deku tossed her a small device. It's a communicator. You place in your ear, Inko, and you'll be able to contact me through that. I'll be heading back to my laboratory. Deku opened a digital portal. Both Deku and Dabi walked through the portal, disappearing. Deku took off his damaged face guard mask off his face and placed it on the table inside the laboratory. I'm dying to know, who was that green-skinned guy you were fighting? It was pretty insane how he kept up with you. Would be Lobo. Think of him as a space bounty hunter of sort. Almost unkillable. I don't know how. I don't know much. But unfortunately, I don't know a single thing about this witch boy Clarion. Father didn't came across this witch boy before, or he lacks any information on that entity. That creature might look like a child, but that was no child. So let's lay low for now. Let things cool off. We'll just have to worry about the Yakuzas. The Liberation Army, I believe they're called, Dobby. We'll leave them be. After we deal with the Yakuzas and make plans to deal with the League, they won't be an issue. But first, I have to make a little visit to an old man, as Deku proceeds to put on a black hoodie. It's about time I send All Might a message. After all, if you want to truly hurt a hero, you target the ones they love. Deku disappeared through a portal and reappeared in the busy city outside the villain zone in the alleyway. Deku, like I said, is currently wearing a black hoodie with the hood over his head, concealing his face. Considering his face guard mask is broken, he hasn't had enough time to replace it yet. Gran Torino just got home from his nightly patrol. He was in the process of cooking dinner in the microwave until there was a sound of his doorbell being ring. Yeah, hold your horses, I'm coming. Gran Torino begins to grumble. When he finally opened the door, his battle instincts was alerted as he immediately used his quirk to spring backwards, barely dodging a flying black bone spike, piercing his wall. Deku walked through and shut the door with his telekinesis with a single hand motion and locking the door. I do apologize, old man, but I'm going to have to kill you. After I get the information that I need from you, of course. That voice, you're Deku. Gran Torino immediately got in a battle stance. Suddenly Gran Torino found himself flown and pinned to the wall by an unknown force. After Deku pinned Gran Torino to the wall, with his telekinesis, he slowly began to approach Gran Torino. Deku had a sinister grin on his face that Gran Torino could clearly see. You know, old-timer, I've been wondering, exactly have the knowledge of the identity of All Might's successor. But then it dawned to me, if anyone would know about all of All Might's little secrets, or should I say, Toshinori Yagi secrets. After all, you were pretty close with Nana Shimura. After all, she's the reason why there is a All Might to begin with. Gran Torino's eyes widened. Don't be surprised, hero. It wasn't very hard to see the connections between Nana Shimura and Toshinori Yagi. So, old-timer, who is All Might's successor? Is that why you're here? Sorry to burst your bubble, kid. I'm not talking, especially to you, villain. You're not gonna go anywhere near her. Ah, so it's a her. That narrows down the list. Do your words, villain. I'll never talk. Even if you torture me, All Might will stop you. Deku started to laugh. I don't need to use such methods to get the information, what I want. I'm above such brutality like a barbarian. Oh great, I got myself a villain that's apparently has standards. Now, there's no reason for sarcasm, old-timer. Deku entered Gran Torino's mind and found out what he was looking for, as Deku formed an even bigger grin on his face. Nejire, so that's the identity of All Might's successor. Secret successor. Gran Torino was shocked. Nejire. Yeah, I don't know if I said that right. I think it's Nejire, but anyways, let's just continue. Gran Torino was shocked, but he tried to play it off like he doesn't believe him. You lie, villain. There's no reason to lie, as Deku tapped his finger to his head. I've been inside your mind. It matters not. Deku pulled out a black bone spike from the palm of his hand and rammed it into the right hand of Gran Torino, pinning his arm to the wall, making the old man scream out in pain as another black bone spike went through his other hand, as both hands are now pinned to the wall. Deku stabbed another black bone spike into Gran Torino's foot, pinning that foot to the wall, as he proceeded to do the other leg immediately afterwards, showing no mercy, with no expression on his face. Crucified Gran Torino to the wall. Deku began to raise his hand, extended his palm outwards towards Gran Torino, and shot out several dozens of black bone shards into Gran Torino's body. These bone shards ripped through his skin like butter, as he shot rapid of these bone shards into the hero's body. Deku uses heat vision to leave the symbol of brainiac on the wall, and to write a message with his heat vision on the wall. I know who's your secret successor, All Might. Was wrote in by his heat vision on the wall. Did you record everything? As a small brainiac bot turned off his invisibility function, the little bot began to nod its body up and down, confirming everything was recorded. And dropped a tape in Deku's hand. Deku opened up a portal and threw the tape into it. Once Gran Torino's body is discovered, the tape will reappear out of a small portal in the middle of a large table where all the heroes used to have their meetings at UA. Deku wants All Might to know that he knows. And if everything goes according to his plan, the person who would discover All Might body might even be Nejire herself. Deku has no doubt All Might will send Nejire to Gran Torino for training during the internships. All of his moves have been placed on the board. Now he's waiting to see how everyone reacts. That's where we're going to stop our story. Hope you guys, well, for now, hope you guys have a good night and day. Enjoy my time, so I'll catch you in the next video.